everybody. This because we're on this side of Zoom land this time. So if anybody knows me, I bottom line, I hate to cook, but I've actually started to enjoy cooking because I like cooking with toys, and one of my favorite toys that I'm addicted to is the Instant Pot, which is a little bit of a misnomer because it's not exactly instant, but because it does take time for you put things in. It takes a few minutes for the pressure to rise, and then it cooks whatever's in there, and then sometimes it needs 10 or 15 minutes to sit there after it's done to absorb more water. So right now in here, about 6:45, I put in a frozen chicken. That's one of the things I like about this. You don't have to defrost what's in there. It says it's cooking. It's now down to 3 minutes, and about 3 minutes from now, it'll ding, and then I wait about an extra 10 or 15 minutes for it to settle, and then I will vent it to take the pressure out. So I like the Instant Pot quite a bit because you can make just about anything in it, especially you don't have to even thaw things. Sometimes I come upstairs from work and I don't have time to defrost anything. I just throw stuff in there, a few spices, whatever, some water, cover it, set it to say, like we make everything in it. We make spaghetti, takes within about a half an hour, 45 minutes. There's full spaghetti, everything's done in one pot.
That's including the sauce, the meat, and the noodles.
Everything is done in one pot, and you don't have to wash a big pot, a small pot. The noodles, the meat, everything is done in that. On this side of the kitchen, I've got a small Instant Pot. That's our dairy one. And I just made some chocolate lava cakes. So they're on this side of the kitchen.
6 minutes.
Yeah, 6 minutes. So a couple of minutes to warm up, 6 minutes to cook, and then they're just sitting there cooling and ready to go. So until this chicken is ready to come out, I'm going to pass it over to Jay.
Actually, you want to show the Carly? Are you able to read? Oh, great. Sorry, folks. Okay, so here's an extra little toy that we have. It's actually for those of you who like to air fry. It's not a big air fry. You could put maybe a pound of wings, maybe.
Yeah,
but it does have an air fry attachment. We've used it a few times. Small basket. So if you're making a carload of air fried foods, it's not going to work. But for some appetizers, it's a fantastic addition. Once ago, set it, forget it. Sorry, I started something about
okay, and these guys, I like all the accessories that you can get with it. I make eggs in my Instant Pot.
Are they included?
No, these are not included. These are all these little extra things, and I buy all these little special extra containers. That's one's for cheesecake, because why would you want to make cheesecake in an Instant Pot when you can put it in the oven? Because you can, and that's why we do it. So I get a kick out of all that. So there's springform, and you can make egg bites that you pick up at Starbucks, but who wants to pay money? So I bought these little things, and we make our own egg bites. Anyway, these things, I make eggs. Eggs are 5 minutes and 5 minutes to cool down. And I've made hard-boiled eggs. You don't have to babysit it, which is my favorite. I just put the eggs in, take off upstairs, take a shower. It beeps when it's ready, and my eggs are ready. So I'm gonna hand it over to, what's your name again? Jay.
I'm the husband. Okay, so this is not part of the technology. The Instant Pot is Kathy's toy. I do like to cook. This is not a fluke. I have my specialties, but the Instant Pot is Kathy's. She's the scientist, and she knows how to work it. It's beeping. So what I'm making is I'm making a zucchini soup. And you can see in the recipe that you received in Gail's email, this is a credit to Adina Wolf. We have a whole booklet of her recipes, and this is one of our favorites. It's quick, it's nutritious, and I'm going to get it started right now. So right now, the recipe starts off with some margarine. I like to add a little bit of garlic to it. I know it's not in the recipe, but we use a lot of garlic.
I think it's best not to turn on the fan. People won't hear you. Open windows.
Okay, windows open. Okay, so I'm going to add to the margarine some onions. So we pre-cut everything. And I'm going to saute those onions for a little while.
Until they
Turn the heat down so nothing burns.
How close do you want?
This is my favorite part of cooking, when Jay's at the stove.
Okay. If the smoke alarm goes off, just turn your volume down, okay?
Yes.
That's it. This is, we know when dinner is ready. Dinner is ready when the smoke alarm goes off.
Where's our little,
Dinner is ready when the smoke alarm goes off. Yes.
okay, so we're gonna let the
Matt.
onions sweat a little bit.
I'm getting my steps in.
Okay, and you just wait till they get a little browner, and then we'll add the carrots. And by the time I get this mixture going, the chicken will be probably ready to be taken out of the Instant Pot.
Yeah, use another 12 minutes.
Okay. All right. So I guess we got to pause here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to some of our favorite spices. Okay. I'm sure most of you have these in your kitchen. Roasted garlic and pepper spice. We buy these by the big containers because we use them a lot. It's a fantastic spice. Chicken, roast, veal, eggs. It's fantastic. Another favorite of ours is the bone sucking spice. This is fantastic. All right. It only has 130 milligrams of sodium, but there is a ton of flavor. Catherine, you can check the stir fry. Other favorites that we have, we do play around a little bit with Indian or Asian or Asian flavors. Turmeric gets used quite a bit. Onion and garlic, obviously. We do buy garlic in a very convenient handy pack. This will probably last us a week. No, sorry, joking. But we do use a lot of pre-minced, easy to use. There's even a spoon already in here. We just take it out of the fridge, put it into whatever we're stir frying or recipe. And this is a garam masala. We have experimented with Indian food. We love it. We don't put as much in as some of our Sephardic friends, but it gives us a hint of Indian flavor. We absolutely love it. Okay, I'm gonna put the carrots in now.
Where should I stand? Because I feel like I'm.
And for our Indian friends, we're starting to go keto in our way of eating, and we actually found ghee that's kosher on Amazon. Ridiculously expensive, but hey, it's okay. This is it's actually clarified grass-fed butter, very healthy to cook with.
Okay, that's coming along nicely. How's the chicken coming along?
Chicken needs time.
Okay, carrots need a few minutes. Okay, then we'll add the zucchini and just a few carrots.
You wanna talk about your
I was gonna make this issue when we have a bit of a commercial break.
we don't have
We have a commercial break.
This isn't
Okay,
television.
so I was gonna make this a little bit later once we have time. Kathy and I also part of the keto. We're also trying to reduce store-bought appetizers. Yes, we all know in Shabbos, it's very easy to line up those counters, and yes, it makes things easier. But we actually have, it's not really a sushi recipe, it's more of a canapé or an appetizer. We slice up cucumber, we add our own mayo, a little bit of smoked salmon. To that, I'll add pickled ginger, even a little bit of hot sauce. It's a bite, it's fantastic, and we've actually used it for the last few weeks now on Shabbos. So it basically eliminates the sushi lineup at Sobeys. All right, these carrots are looking good.
You want me to zoom in on them, Dad, or?
Okay, I'll be adding the zucchini quick soon. And okay. Gail, are you still there with us?
yeah, they're there.
Yeah,
we're here. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna add the zucchini. Very easy recipe. Now with this recipe, we have the spice blend is given by Adina, but we've experimented with our own addition of spices, and we just play around with it as we're cooking. Add a little bit of this, add a little bit of that. It needs a little bit more heat, needs a little bit more. I would say our spice profile is more rustic. I mean, we've used some of the, I guess, South African spices, the cumin, coriander. If you want an Indian touch with the turmeric, curry, garam masala. Not too much heat, and maybe a hint of some hot peppers. One of my favorites is I love rosemary. I'll throw it on eggs. I'll mix it in with, I'll even throw it in when I make a tuna salad or egg salad. That's gotta be my favorite. And of course, being in a Hungarian home, paprika by the gallon. Everything has to have a touch of red. Part of the rules, it's not like the tuba.
By the way, the kids absolutely love the zucchini soup because it tastes like French fries. That's what they told me.
You don't understand?
So I don't get it. I don't taste it.
It
but
just
we're happy.
does.
They absolutely love it.
Great,
Okay.
it just does.
So can I tell them about what were your cooking habits when we first got
Yes,
married?
go right
She didn't know how to cook. When Kathy's mother told her, listen, get an education, become your own person, and when you're ready to get married, I'll teach you how to cook. All right. So when we got married, Kathy's mother was already getting a little frail at that time, and I don't think she had the energies to cook. So so a week after we got married, I think we got home from our honeymoon. She says, I'm going to be very busy, and I said, doing what? She goes, cooking. For who? She goes, for you. And she was almost afraid. She goes, Kathy doesn't know how to cook. I go, okay, fine. I can cook. What? I can cook. I'm not great, but I can cook. So I think it was.
He's actually great.
I'm actually not great.
When I was one,
yeah.
chicken soup.
Okay, so I remember when Carly was one, I made a homemade chicken soup. I cooled it down to room temperature. I put it on Carly's tray, her high chair tray, and she lapped it up like a dog. She just had her hands in it, she had her tongue in it. I forget about the spoon or the bowl. She went after it. It was wonderful. So right now, Kathy is doing payback time. She's taking care of most of the kitchen detail. I do have some of my favorites that I work on myself. I guess I'm a delegate to what? Fish,
Turkey,
turkey,
ribs, anything barbecue.
killer turkey. Barbecuing.
Yeah,
I do like to make soups.
that's your cave.
Okay, this is thickening up nicely.
Can I look into the pot?
You wanna
and
look
see
into the
it?
pot?
Yeah.
Ooh. Ah,
There we go.
there
There's
we
your
go.
stuff in there.
Okay, we gotta add in the rest of the ingredients. Margarine, carrots. We gotta get the chicken powder. I usually don't like using these things, but if it's part of a recipe, I will.
Where am I supposed to
Okay, we
see?
need, can I get a
What was it?
a tablespoon, please?
Tablespoon? There you go.
Okay,
How many tea-
it says 4.
all right.
I'll get the water in there afterwards.
Okay.
I'll just blend this around.
Okay.
How's that chicken coming along?
It needs maybe actually it's 3 minutes.
What does it say 9? I thought it was at 1.
Right now it says 9 because down here it says keep warm. It's finished cooking. It's been sitting in the Instant Pot waiting. I think they call this a natural, there's different kinds of ways of getting rid of the pressure. One of the ways is doing what's called a natural vent, which is just letting it sit for about 10 or 15 minutes. It cooks it, it absorbs the water. It's very important. Then after about 10, 15 minutes, we hit the button on top and steam comes out. The other reason I wanted to show this is because there's too many people that are absolutely scared to death of these things. Sarah, are you there?
I don't think she's.
Pick on Sarah.
This is pick on Sarah. I love you, Sarah.
I don't think she's here.
She's not there
I
yet?
don't know. I don't
Sarah
know.
Freeland?
Oh, there she is. There she is.
Everybody always asks me, hi Sarah, everybody always asks me they're afraid to use this because they're afraid it's gonna explode. And it hasn't exploded on us yet, so it's actually a little scary the first time you see the steam coming out, but after that, it's great.
There is a fail-safe here,
Yeah.
and it usually happens when we're making spaghetti. Sometimes these prepared spaghetti sauces are very thick, and if it starts to burn, the Instant Pot automatically turns off, a burn light comes on, it makes a noise, and it
says the word
it
burn.
says the word burn, but it gets you before it actually turns black. It actually just, as a crust is developing on the bottom. So what happens every time you get in there, scrape off whatever
The
crustiness on the
root
bottom.
Yeah.
All right, add a little bit of water, put it back on, and it's fine. Okay, so what I did was I added water to this. I'm gonna bring it back up to a boil, if I got the right lid on it. And in about a half an hour, I will be taking the boat motor to it and
Partially covered.
it's partially covered.
Okay.
And we'll add some of our own spice mix to it. Should I do the sushi now?
Yeah, why
Oh,
don't you
sorry, it's
start-
not sushi, it's appetizer.
Okay, go ahead
Okay,
with
do you have a
that
plate?
and,
Is there, sorry,
yeah, I have. the plate.
designated plate?
I'll,
Okay.
I'll move this.
Jay,
Okay, for those people
Wait,
that didn't.
Gail has a question.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Go ahead.
Jay,
What's
when you
the
talk
question?
about when you talk about your spice mix, like what do you really mean? Like I can't do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Like I would need to know the real detail.
I'm sorry, but I was taught to cook by my mother, and she always cooked by taste. So I will add to this turmeric,
Yeah.
maybe some coriander, a little bit of extra salt if necessary, pepper. Maybe
it's all
some Worcestershire sauce, and I'll just add. Now Kathy and I will taste. We need a little bit
No,
more of
Kathy
this.
doesn't taste, he tastes.
I'm the taster. We keep blending in the different spices. Sometimes it's a winner, sometimes but that's
But all
the.
the ingredients are there.
Yeah, but those are the
basics.
basic ingredients.
Yeah.
Those are
So
those.
some people do like a little extra salt. That's made with a little less salt because not everybody likes so much salt in their meals.
Kat, where's that plate?
The
Gail,
plate is on the
Gail,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Gail,
Can you bring that plate
we
over, please?
usually start with half a teaspoon of spices.
Okay, half a teaspoon?
Yes.
Thank you.
I don't even measure,
There you go, Jen.
And yet he's the accountant, so that's a
Okay.
little ironic.
and I keep, my favorite joke is recipe, what's a recipe? Who needs a recipe? Okay, well, they're not really.
Hard in a
famous, it's,
cooking demo though.
Okay, can I have that plate, please?
For someone who's great at numbers, you know.
Oh, this is my
Is it
fun, I don't
a
want
fresh
numbers. I usually need a
coriander
calculator or a
or
computer to do
So
that.
I think it's-
Oops, I just dropped.
Jay,
All right,
yeah, I have
Yes.
a
how
question
come there's
for
no
you.
questions for Kathy?
Kathy,
Sure.
because how are you gonna know? Okay, so Jay, when you say coriander, do you use fresh coriander or like the spices?
Sadly, no.
Sadly, no, the only things we use the powders, I know that's, you know.
Because of the kashrut implications, you know, certain things, certain leaves, it's too hard to check. And we don't have the fancy
Charlie,
way to
there's a,
check
there's
things.
a bowl there of like a
So,
mayonnaise.
Usually we have
Sorry,
lettuce,
I'm gonna
we
cut across the
wash
camera.
it, but the spices, we normally buy the prepared kosher spices.
Yeah.
If you know where we can get real spices that are kosher, we're all ears, especially Jay.
What?
Yes.
Okay, so what I made here is I got a mayonnaise. We used to buy the prepared stuff. He said, you know, for $7 a jar, it wasn't really worth it. So we got real high fat mayonnaise, yes, or you can use the low fat if you prefer. I added a tiny bit of salt. I added some thyme, a tiny bit of hot sauce, lemon juice, and a sprinkle of kosher salt. So here we go. We're just gonna put a dab on each cucumber. We've been using this as an appetizer for Shabbos. Easy for either for Shabbos or we use it for or leftovers for shalashudas. Okay, you take that aside. Now we get the smoked salmon.
It's very calm.
Oh, is it open? Yeah, it is. Okay,
Usually
pardon
not,
my fingers.
it's usually not this quiet.
Don't advertise our kitchen issues, please.
It's just very entertaining.
Yeah, usually in our kitchen. Why is it burning? Shabbos starts in 12 minutes. I'm sure some people out there can empathize with that. All right, so we got the little bit of smoked salmon on here. Now for mine, I add toppings that Kathy and the kids usually don't like, but for my portion, I have my pickled ginger.
There we go.
All right, fingers are all greasy here.
Sushi ginger.
All right, so can I get a plastic fork?
Yep.
All right,
Plastic spoon.
plastic spoon. I prefer a fork, but okay.
I'm ready to.
Okay, all right, so I'm just gonna add ginger to a few of these pieces. And one other treat. That stuff is so good. I can eat that. I can eat this jar down. I know it sounds ill, but I can do it. All right. Now also on mine, another one of my favorites, wasabi mustard. I know many of you probably use this. Wasabi, I know it has a very burning sensation. And when I ate it first, it actually burned my hair off. Okay, I hope there's some laughter there.
I'm the only
Anyway,
one unmuted.
This is quite. This is actually quite tame. It's got a bit of a punch, so I like to put a little bit on mine. Once again, in this household, I'm probably the only appreciator of this. So that's my creation. All right, so those are mine. All right, dear.
Okay,
All
so
right.
the instant, thank you.
No, you
Yay.
didn't want to take a taste?
Oh, okay.
All right.
Let's see how this is. Gail, is this a shehakol or what is
I'm gonna make
this?
a hadama because I think it's mostly cucumbers.
Because it's cucumber. All right, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri ha'adama.
I mean,
Amen.
Name.
Beautiful, yummy.
Oh, good.
Yum.
Does anybody remember Graham Kerr
Yes.
back in the 70s? The
Yes,
Galloping Gourmet.
Are you
The
gonna
one
start
thing I
galloping?
remember from him, I watched too much television in the 70s. Probably watch too much television now. But the one thing I remember when he did his taste testing, he'd sit there with a face, his eyes are closed, like he was just like in awe, like he was in heaven. So I never do that naturally.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Oh, my soup is boiling nicely. I'm going to turn it down, let it simmer.
Okay,
Okay. So.
all righty. Where's the wooden spoon? Here it is.
Okay.
Okay, we are now ready to demonstrate.
I dropped something.
Put the oven on boil yet, or wait?
I knew something was gonna drop today.
We're
Ooh, we dropped the
gonna
knife.
demonstrate how we vent
Can you pick up the knife, please? I can't really bend down.
accident.
Thank you.
We're ready to get the rest of the pressure out, so
Move it away
I
from the
like to, yeah, I like to turn it around, get it away from the cupboard and the paper.
This is gonna be fine.
Okay, so, Gail, can you move back, cause
I'm dropping
here
things.
comes the steam. Oh, okay, no steam,
No steam.
cause it sat for 15 minutes, it released it naturally, so
Okay, so
normally you see a lot of steam.
so what happens is we usually press this button down and there's like a little silver button here that drops after steam. So usually you press that, you'll hear
The steam comes
comes
out
out.
of here and when you wait until that little button drops and then it's safe to open it, it does not, it's fail safe. It does not open until that pin drops.
Yeah, I look at man.
And there is a whole chicken that
Wow.
was cooked from frozen.
Oh, I want
And
that.
I put
Wow,
down
this is
the,
gorgeous.
Yeah, wait.
Oh, well, you haven't seen nothing yet, Esther. The thing is, that's from frozen, and what I did was I put in the recipe that
I'm hungry.
if you have a chicken that's thawed, it's about usually a 4-pound chicken, about 27 minutes from start to finish, and maybe 10 minutes to wait till it vents. When you have a frozen chicken, you have to add, I think it just says the different times you add for a frozen chicken, depending on how much it weighs. This thing was in there for maybe 48 minutes. So it took about
How long would it usually cook if it was not in the Instant Pot?
about 27 minutes.
No, Instant Pot,
Oh.
that's an hour,
I don't
50
know.
hour from
Do you have
raw
at the
to
bottom,
being
the bottom
frozen.
you have
You're
the
probably
sauce
looking at an hour and
bucket?
15 to an hour and a half.
Kathy,
It's not, well, the thing is, it's very
We're
nice.
getting questions.
Oh, is there a question?
Yeah, Esther wants to ask you a
Is there a
question.
question?
does it have collect
Okay.
at the bottom a sauce, all the sauce of the chicken?
That is a wonderful question. Yes, the first thing we put in was a cup and a half of chicken stock. And I
Oh.
put some basic little spices on the chicken. I just took our bone sucking spice, put some olive oil on the chicken, on the
Wow.
frozen chicken, and shook some spices on it a little bit. And it sits inside on this trivet. Okay.
May I go through? Or?
Yeah, and I'm gonna put the trivet here, the chicken there on a little tray that has on. Now, people can eat this, but you know what? It's a lot nicer.
I want to eat it.
It's a lot nicer to broil it for a few minutes. No, not yet, not yet.
Oh, you broil it.
Is that a fryer, Esther? What
Yeah,
is that
because
pot?
you know what?
What kind of pot is
What
that?
is what?
What
It's
kind
a
of pot is
pressure,
that?
like-
An Instapot.
It's a pressure, it's a
called
pressure
Instapot.
cooker, a new
Oh,
modern
pressure cooker. Okay.
So we're
okay.
just gonna let it.
It's a kosher
sit. I'm gonna put
space.
some.
Kosher space.
Yeah, kosher spaceship.
I
cooker.
like that,
It's
Esther.
the only way
Yeah.
I know I like to cook because this thing can take a roast. Normally a roast is what, 3 hours in the oven? 3.5 hours, and then
I'm
I
going to buy.
like to keep my oven free. Like I might want to make a cheesecake or something. That's what I prefer to cook. So the oven is free. A roast will cook in there. What do we get? Usually a 4 or 5 pound roast.
An hour?
No, 1 sec. It'll take a few minutes to get up pressure. You set it to 60 minutes. You shake some spice on it, put a cup of water in there, put the roast in. You can actually, the other thing you can do in here, I forgot to mention, is there's the sauce. You can actually stir fry in here. There's different words on the side, and one of them is saute. So you don't have to have a separate dish to saute. You can saute onions. I'm going to show a dish how I make couscous later. And you can saute things in here as well, and then change it up to pressure. The other day I made rice. I just had long grain rice
It's
and
ultra.
different. That's the name of it.
Oh.
You can cook rice in it. Basmati rice takes 6 minutes in the pressure cooker. You take one, usually when you cook it on the stove, you have to babysit it. I don't like to babysit when I'm cooking. Jay knows I step away, my food usually gets burnt. So this is what I like better because I'll put in 1 cup of water, 1 cup of rice, depending on the different kinds of rice. Friday I made long grain rice. And for long grain, you just use the automatic, what says rice. I put in 1 cup rice, 1 cup, I rinse the rice a little bit, put 1 cup rice, 1 cup of water. Actually, instead of water, you can use half a cup of chicken stock. Not yet. Chicken stock, it's cooling, it has to cool.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Half a cup of chicken stock and half a cup of water. And then you put it on, it takes about 5 minutes, not even, to get up to pressure. And this will automatically set, it knows how much rice you have in there. I think it cooked it for about 7 minutes, 6 minutes, something like that. I don't know how long grain rice took to cook, very little. It tells you when it's done. You leave it in here for maybe 10 minutes to soak up the water. Then you vent it, the little pin drops, your rice is done. It doesn't stick to the sides. There's no babysitting. That's what I like about it.
Also with some vegetables, if you want to have like a sauteed vegetable, you can actually saute in there. You can have your onions, peppers, celery, etc. A little bit of garlic. So you can actually saute your vegetables ahead of time. Then put your meat and your broth in afterwards. Okay, so why don't we exchange those pots, Cass, so we can get the
Okay,
next dish going.
so what we can do with this is we can put a little flour in it. I'm just gonna show quickly. Let's get this in the oven to broil.
Yeah.
And then I'll make a little gravy with this so they can
I'll
see
watch
that.
the time on this, Cass.
Okay, so here's my brush. Wait a second. I'm gonna take a brush. I've made a little bit of spices, which I've put down. Starts with olive oil, onion, garlic, thyme, paprika, oregano, salt, little black pepper. And it's all in here in the olive oil. And this is what you paint the chicken with after. Okay, and then you broil it on either side for about 8
Yum, yum.
minutes. And then the chicken is so unbelievably delicious.
By the way, there are
Okay.
hundreds of recipes online.
Absolutely.
There are blogs.
Yeah.
This is a cult following.
Absolutely.
It's incredible. We haven't even hit the tip of the iceberg with the
Uh-huh.
amount of recipes that are
Can I get
available. You can make your own yogurt.
Yeah.
You can make, I think I'm there. You can also make your own cheese, I
Didn't
think.
you make your,
Well, I have 1 dairy pot, which I think is too small. So maybe you guys can convince my husband to buy me a 6 quart.
Sorry, I can't hear you, Denny.
Yes, dear. My
Okay.
husband's having hearing problems lately.
he only hears what he wants to hear.
That's true.
Thank you.
He's like
It's
all
not hearing, it's
husbands.
listening. I mean,
Yes, sir.
all right,
Okay.
let me get that in the oven.
I have 2 very important words for my husband, and he has 2 important words for me. It's called yes, dear. Yes,
I
dear.
thought it was Insta Talk.
This is a recording, dear. Yes, dear.
Okay, let's get that in.
Okay, here we go.
Side over, please.
All right,
Okay.
ready to go. Broil
Hold on.
8 minutes, not even. And I'll skip this done. here.
Timer, 8 minutes.
Okay, I'm going.
This is the other part of technology.
Okay,
Right.
now what I'm gonna do is cancel this, start turning the dial until I get to saute.
It's now going to boil the liquid that came from the chicken. I'm gonna take a little flour. Sorry. One sec. Okay, I'll take a little bit of flour. Usually we use cornstarch or flour or whatever. Okay, so we grab a spoon, excuse me. Back a bit. Okay. This ready here. So this is starting to, it says on, which means it's now going to start to saute, to boil the liquid. So it's not exactly what people call it an instant pot, because it does take a few minutes to get up to the pressure. And then you can see the numbers changing when it is at pressure. And this will make a nice gravy for the chicken, or you can put it on the rice afterwards.
Amazing. You can add some mushrooms to it too.
Absolutely. Yes, whatever you want, add some mushrooms.
And there's Philip.
There's Philip.
Yay.
Oh, by the way, the zucchini soup, you can add mushrooms if you like. It's actually very tasty.
Oh, look who comes in the. He is also one of our taste testers.
Actually, Philip is my sous chef.
Wow,
When Kathy and Carly went out of town last year, went to Halifax to visit some family, Philip and I actually took over the kitchen and we go nuts.
I'm more of a baking. They're into cooking, so
Sure.
I'm more of a baking.
So
He likes to think I'm a sous chef. It's the other way around.
please don't call me Sue.
And Carly is also the baker, and she's learning with Aish to make challah. She made challah for Rosh Hashanah with chocolate chips. It was to die for.
Sarah.
For all the holidays, she was the one who made
Sarah
all the
Freelander
challahs.
referred to. I remember your challah with the sugary top.
Oh,
It was
It's
because
the
of
best color ever.
Carly can go toe to toe with you on that.
it was because of her that it inspired me to want more of that. So.
Yeah, so it's incredible. Okay, so
Such an
we
inspiration.
Oh, Carly, can you want to come close to that?
Sure.
We need to get
Show
the
them
next
how it's
dish in.
boiling? Okay. Ooh,
We need to get the next dish in there, Kath.
all right, okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do.
Looks like soup.
I'm gonna head out to there's not too many chefs in the kitchen.
Okay.
Bye, Philip.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy the
Bye.
chefs.
Okay.
How are we doing with the?
Okay, so this is boiling a little bit, so I'm gonna take this off.
Excuse me, step aside,
I
please.
need
I'm
to
gonna
get my
double check on
gloves.
this
And I'm
bird.
gonna
It's
take
looking
this
good.
off.
How long do we put that in the oven for, Dad?
It's 8 minutes aside. So far it's gone for about 4, but I'm just keeping my eye on it.
Excuse me, I need a trivet.
We have the trivets on top of the,
Oh, okay.
you want a middle one or plastic?
It doesn't matter.
So I'm just double checking it. Whoa, we gotta get that out early.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Do you have the,
Tom's, what?
no. the
No.
meat
4
glove,
minutes
please.
is enough. Broil is
Right here.
very
No, that's
tender.
very dairy. Here you go.
Let's say 4 or 8.
8.
Okay, well, it must be our broiler, must be at a higher heat.
Yeah, so you
That's
have
why
a low,
you have
on
to watch
broil,
things.
you have low and high. You should put on low.
Okay, so there's the bird.
May I take
Okay.
it?
Okay.
Paint it again.
Yeah,
Let's
We're gonna
wow.
flip her
flip,
over.
flip the bird.
Flip.
Pardon that expression, please. Hold on.
Another two.
Oh, I want to eat now, but it's too late.
Okay,
Okay, we're gonna paint this side of the bird. It just makes it, I mean, you can eat it the other way, but it just makes it that much better.
this sauce is incredible. Like the bird's ready to fall apart off the bone right now, the way it is.
You can already see the bones.
What I
coming off.
like, the pressure cooker, I was trying to say, normally 3 hours in the oven. If you make a roast, a 4 or 5 pound roast, you set the pressure cooker, for 60 minutes. Takes about 7 minutes to get up to pressure. Count down from 60, give it about 10 minutes to cool down. In an hour and a half, you have a fully ready roast to take out, and your oven is free.
And you can actually take the roast and you could saute both sides. You can braise it a little bit. And then when you cook it, you put it on either on a little tray or right on the bottom of the Instant Pot. And you cook it fat side down for some reason.
How
So the
much it
roast
cost-
will not be
cost
meat.
like
I know
that?
some folks like when they make their,
What's the price?
Roast is soft like
yeah,
butter.
it's soft, it's fully
We got a question?
We got a question.
Ask your question.
What's the question?
How much it cost a pot like that pressure?
Depends. Different companies make it. One of the best companies is called Instant Pot Duo. This is an ultra because it's got a fancier screen. Nowadays, you can pick up a 6-quart one for 90, 100 bucks maybe. Used to be this, I paid $220. I actually got it for about 120 on a Boxing Day sale, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I've been playing with it. But there's recipes all over the internet, and I got one over there. I got a dairy one as well. It's a little bit small, but
$70?
this thing at that time, these are about 40, 50 bucks. But I would get one that's the same size as the other one. If you have a big family, you should get an 8-quart. This is just a 6-quart.
Or buy
So-
3 more.
Yeah. Some
And
people have
do you
two
make
of them. They now
soup?
make
You
a
make soup with it
10-quart.
too?
If you have 8 kids, if you have 8 children, then you get the newest one for a couple of $100 is a what's called 10-quart. But
Ask
I know
a
Adina has
follow-up question from the Piltz family.
okay.
For the roast, after you finished, was it medium rare? How was it inside?
That's a good question.
It's fully cooked, there's no pink, but I'm telling you, this is fall off the bone. You could cut this with a butter knife, or
Let's
sorry,
test-
with a
let's-
spoon.
Let's test that.
Okay, and we don't have a roast, but
Oh,
it's pull apart. You don't even knife. It is so soft. So it is fully cooked. There's no pink inside, like a prime rib where you probably want it a little bit pink. This one, you're not gonna get that kind of texture. I'm sure there's ways to do it. Sorry, I'm not being ignorant here. I'm just watching my timer on my phone. And that's the way it is, but we usually like our roast cooked that way. And unless I'm making steaks in the barbecue, that's where I'm a little bit.
I mean,
picky.
that's the only problem is if you like to go in the oven and take it out and check it, if you want a certain amount of pink, well, it's, this is not what that's for. If you want it,
Again, please.
want the gloves here? Okay. All right, was the chicken ready?
I'm
Oh my
okay.
gosh, that bone completely fell off that chicken.
No, it's still going strong.
That's amazing.
Why is my phone ringing?
It's
Your
my phone, it's the
Oh, it's
timer
your
there.
phone, okay.
All right. That was for the first 8 minutes, which we turned it over early. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes. I'll keep my eye on it. All right, so we're gonna start the next recipe.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Oh.
The next thing I wanna start is a coconut fish curry soup. This is also one of our favorites. I put in the recipe. I've got, let's see here.
All right.
I got one tomato. Okay, so all my ingredients are over there.
They're almost gone.
I think we just throw everything into it.
Okay, go
Yeah.
for it.
Oh, just a second. No, it's not out of my box. All right. So, 1 second here. All right, so I put the recipe up there. Directions. All right, preheat the pressure cooker on saute. Start. So 30 minutes, it puts it on for 30 minutes. It's now it says heating. Once it gets up to a certain point, I add some olive oil.
I'm gonna be making some noise here because I'm gonna be taking the boat motor to the soup.
Okay.
Okay, are you able to plug it in
Yeah.
for me?
Yes.
All right.
This is a good time. Very good.
What you doing, Dad?
I'm taking the boat motor to the soup. I'm making the vegetables. It's not gonna be a completely smooth puree. It's gonna be a little bit chunky. It's a vegetable soup. We all like to taste their vegetables, but it just makes it. Okay, I think I'm done.
May I look inside?
Yes, let me just double check to see. Okay, looks a little water. So this is where I have fun. This is where I start experimenting with spices. Okay, so I'm just gonna get a
Can we
bowl.
see the soup? Can we see it?
Yeah, can would you mind if I stepped in here, please? Thank you.
All right,
Here we are.
Oh, beautiful.
okay, so, well, I was just gonna put some in a bowl.
Can I have some?
Let me get the spices going here. So I'm gonna take a little taste. See, nice broth.
Is this the zucchini one?
This is zucchini.
Yes.
So I keep it a little chunky. I'm gonna have a taste, and then I'm gonna find out what spices I want to put in it. Jeez, it's almost ready now. All right, I'm gonna add some of my favorites here. And sorry, Sarah, not Sarah Freelander. I do not measure.
Or Gail.
Or Gail. All right.
Just improvising.
I improvise. I play around. I have a good time. A little bit of this is a smoky paprika. Like I said, everything in this house has to have a shade of red. And Carly, before we do anything, I want to check on the chicken.
Nah.
We usually have timers going off. We usually have little numbers on our whiteboard here, reminding us when to do things.
Oh my gosh.
Does that look ready? A little bit more.
I think it looks good, but I'll let you.
I'm gonna let it a
Okay.
couple more minutes. Okay, so I put a little bit of paprika in there. The salt, a little bit of salt. All right, Carly, excuse me. I'm gonna get a little bit of Worcestershire sauce.
I'm gonna have a taste.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Go for something.
Okay, excuse me. Just a little, oh, sure.
Sorry, I wanted
Okay,
a
just a
taste.
little. This has a taste.
Good.
Wait. Okay.
I mean, it's not. It's usually the unsure, but it's usually a little bit more thick. But I'm guessing because
Okay.
it's not
Did I
ready
put the
yet.
turmeric in? Yeah, I did put the turmeric in there. All right, let's get this back in the fridge.
I'm getting so many steps right now.
Okay. What else do I put in there, Kath?
Turmeric, onion powder.
Onion powder. Now you could add curry, but I usually have my curry for my own personal proportions.
Oh,
All right.
Listen. Oh, it's hot.
oh my gosh, Mom. Don't-
Sorry. Okay, it says hot. It's time for the olive oil. Now it's ready for some olive oil. And now I don't have curry leaves, so I use basil, not basil, bay leaves. Okay, I'm gonna put some, excuse me, bay leaves. Where's my little bay leaves? Hello? Oh, I brought them out.
They're,
Over here.
you had a package here.
Excuse me.
I think the only thing I need with the soup now is a little bit of extra salt.
And we have bay leaves. And I just wait till, just move them around until the edges are a little.
And there's pepper here
Hold
somewhere,
the
isn't there?
curlies for about 1 minute. They move the little leaves around. That's gonna be the next thing. Onion, garlic, and ginger, excuse me. Go behind you. Onion, garlic.
Carly, you want to take a taste and tell me?
onion, garlic.
Yes.
Where's the garlic? Oh, garlic and ginger.
Is that ready?
Yeah, it's good. What do you taste?
Onion, garlic, where's the onion? Excuse me.
Yeah, it's good.
Kath, you want to have a little taste?
Not right now.
Okay.
Onion, garlic, 2 garlic cloves.
Onion.
Okay, where's the garlic?
I
Back in the
do not
fridge?
know. Okay, this bird's ready.
Back in the fridge.
Whoa.
How many chews?
There a little a bone is like it's falling off. It's not even part of the bird anymore.
All right, this is good. All right, I gotta move this bowl.
I'll
All right,
take
yeah,
that.
finish if you like.
Yeah.
All right, take a look at that gorgeous boy.
Gorgeous,
All right, that was approximately 5 minutes of Sodom raw. They say 8, but you keep your eye on it. All right, this is, I'm gonna let it cool a little
We
bit.
got a
before-
compliment from Sarah Greenberg saying you guys are awesome and very funny.
We try our best. We have to compete with you guys, Sarah.
Look
It's
at that
just,
bone. It's just not even part of that bird anymore. It's like it's its own separate thing.
yeah.
All right.
So I'm gonna let it cool off before I cut it up. All right,
Okay.
the soup is simmering. I think the soup is ready.
May I see?
There you go. Soup is ready. There you go. And that was prep time when we had to cut the vegetables. That was simmering for half an hour, boat motor, a few spices, done, ready to go. There's your first course.
All the appetizers seem to be gone.
Garlic cloves. Where's my 1 teaspoon?
Is it inside the jar?
1 teaspoon, yeah, that's it. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's inside the jar. How convenient. All right, so don't measure. So it says 2 garlic cloves.
If Zoom had
So-
smell sensors, people would be drooling.
Maybe your next cell phone, Carly.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Okay, done.
And onions. Yeah, I thought you said we can't eat it yet.
Okay, Carly,
Yay.
this is gonna be called reactive television.
Okay, but I'm not showing you on my face. It's hot. It's hot.
Okay, sorry. How does that taste?
It's good. But hot.
Sorry, Carly.
Okay,
Ow.
well, we just burnt our daughter.
Okay, please don't be called childcare. Don't be 24.
I'm fine. But
Here,
thank
water,
you.
water.
Thank
Sorry.
you. It's not that bad. It's fine. It was just hot because of the fork.
Okay, Carly, do you wanna do a quick?
All right, so good. I've got 3 people on the other end calling the police on me.
Carly,
Why?
Carly, you wanna go real quick?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we saute until the onion is soft. You gotta keep scratching the bottom so it doesn't burn. Now I got, okay, when it's soft.
You also make really good matzo ball soup in this one, don't you?
Yeah, well, I tried matzo balls in this thing, but it just soaks up too much water, so I just make matzo balls by itself on the stove. And we make chicken soup, turkey soup. You can actually make your own beef broth, chicken broth. You take the bones off the chicken, you can make your own broth. There's plenty of recipes online how to make broth. It's actually pretty much of a no-brainer. You buy one of these you buy one of these little baskets, you put it on the trivet, you put the bones in here, the water around it, and at the end, you don't have to sift through the bones. You take this out, dump the bones, and you've got broth.
And for no charge, Kathy will provide you a 24/6 hotline.
I actually brought a couple of people in the kitchen because they were so afraid of this thing. Once they saw that it's actually really easy to handle, they started making a lot of stuff in it.
If Zoom had smell-o-vision, that'd be great.
Now, the onions are still cooking.
Because this kitchen smells like Shabbos right now.
I believe you.
I feel like we're getting
believe
ready
you.
for a high holiday.
Don't worry, we smell
I mean,
it.
if you've got a larger family, then you know what, it's probably better to get
Uh-huh.
eight forks.
So here you go.
Question?
Here's the chicken, 4 quarters.
Ooh, we're gonna eat that in like one sitting.
Yeah, so that's dinner for a family of 4.
That's
least the main
dinner?
Yes, dear, for
We're
tomorrow.
gonna have another second serve then.
Yeah, we'll have more. What are you going for? You going for the scan?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh my
go
God,
for
it's
it.
still hot. Oh my gosh, it's still hot. Oh, I want to eat it though.
Okay, there's a fork. You can. I'm not going to feed it to you.
Thank
No,
you.
I didn't open the jar. of,
What do you want me to film?
Yourself eating. No.
No, thank you.
Okay,
That's not what they should see.
just tell people how good it tastes.
Oh my God, it's really good. Oh my gosh.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Yum, yum.
Sorry, folks. I didn't mean to make anybody hungry.
Yeah. This is gonna go down in like a half an hour.
Half an hour. Give
Yeah.
it 3 minutes.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, these are starting to get soft.
Okay, let's see some for tomorrow.
Okay, no more.
Or to wash my hand.
Okay, can we move this over?
Yeah, I'm
Here,
just
Jay?
gonna get some water.
But you need to move over.
I'll just move the sauce for the chicken.
Okay. If you have a chance to unplug the boat motor,
Yeah.
I don't want any accidents. Okay.
This would be a good time for maybe questions or something that you guys are maybe moving things over or.
Yeah,
Ask
like,
all
so
the
if
questions
you,
you want.
I have a question. So if you don't have an Instapot, we could still use these recipes, right? Like even without the Instapot,
Absolutely,
the recipes are good.
absolutely.
Okay, good.
Oh, absolutely. But it's just the Instant Pot makes things a lot quicker because you can saute everything, saute in here, cook in here, throw everything, turn on the pressure cooker and it cooks your soup. And
But I
this
like
soup is made in, I think it said 8 minutes after this.
Wow.
So if you can hang on to a little bit after 9 o'clock, you'll.
Cassie,
you'll
I
see the
have a
final result.
question.
Your curly powder, seasoning.
We got another
Sure.
question?
Mhm.
I have a question.
Good soup.
All right.
Curry.
Ask the question.
Sorry, Esther, go ahead.
I have a cooking, pressure cooking, you know, the old fashioned that was in the, not electronic.
Oh, yeah.
that is it the same?
Yeah.
Yes, it's the same. The old pressure cookers are very powerful. If you want a pressure cooker that's scary to work with, the older ones, they don't have all the safety mechanisms built in. This thing has got so many safety mechanisms built in that a monkey can use it. So that's
Or a
why
husband.
or a husband.
Question to Kathy.
No, I cook it. I use with it a lot.
Coconut. When the curry gives off a little bit of a smell,
Oh, there we go.
Whoa.
then you're ready for your coconut
Kathy,
milk.
can I ask you a question?
Do we have any
Kathy,
Sephardi's in
Sonora
the
has a
audience?
question. Sonora has
We
a
are.
question.
Yeah.
Where do you buy the inserts of the Instapot?
Amazon. Sorry, Jim
On
Bezos is
Amazon,
making a lot of money
Then
off
how
it.
do you know the
Amazon is
difference?
our.
Like, how
I'm
do you know the
sorry,
difference?
but really, I just buy all these things, authentic things. You can go to the Instant Pot website.
Comes quicker on
But
Amazon.
it's, you know what, it comes a lot quicker.
Amazon's very
I
good.
usually add it wanted 2 cups.
It's a cup and a half, sorry.
Yeah,
No, it's 2 cups, my apologies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 1.5 containers.
so 1.5 containers. Want to look on it?
Yes. Whoa, that is strong.
So that's coconut milk, and you use the coconut milk to deglaze the bottom of the pot. You take up all the little yums that came from stir frying the onions and everything. So everything's all in one pot. Okay, I'm gonna take this and let's add I don't have any green chilies. Supposedly this thing wants green chilies, but this Hungarian doesn't eat green chilies. Where's the switch to?
Anything from this table, Ken?
No, soon the tomatoes. One
Sorry,
second.
sorry, folks. You need to block the camera. Oh, boy, does that smell good.
Okay, tomatoes.
There you go.
And can you get the fish for me, Jay? We bought 2 packages of, this is about 1.5 cups of chopped tomatoes.
Okay.
Throw it in.
Okay, this is frozen tilapia. We basically just defrosted it. It's about 2 pounds. The recipe only calls for about 1.5 pounds. Our soup will just be a little bit chunkier. I cut it into bite-sized pieces, and you know, tilapia usually is a bland fish, but not in this recipe. So we'll be adding that very shortly.
You can have the fish.
On your left side.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll chop it up to bite-sized pieces, throw it in. Now, the nice part, there's different pressure cookers on the market. This one has both high and low pressure. When you cook fish, it's very important. The recipe says you have to put it on low pressure, otherwise you're gonna have mushy baby food.
Right.
If you want the fish to look like chunks of fish, you have to cook it on low pressure, so you just set it on low pressure.
When did you get your first Instapot, Mom?
I don't remember, a couple years ago, 2.5 years?
Yeah, there's one little negative. I remember we got an Instant Pot, and I think the first time they came out, the bottom was burning a little bit. Instant Pot was, I mean, it was a little slow, but they gave us a brand new unit. We basically gave them a serial number. There was a recall. No issues now. We've had this particular unit for 2 years, and it gets a lot of use. As you can see, it's probably used at least 2-3 times a week.
at least.
Yeah. So our oven doesn't get used all that much.
Yeah, but the thing is, the oven is free. If I want to bake something.
Like you're baking a
then-
challah or,
You know, great for the challah, so we
Okay.
get other things going while chalah's baking.
Okay.
We got kugels warming up.
So I just pressed cancel, and now I'm gonna, where did I put the top of the Instant Pot? Where did it go? Top, oh,
Over there.
here it is.
Okay.
Okay, the Instant, here, Carly. The Instant Pot has a sealing ring inside. You have to really make sure that that sealing ring is fully in there, otherwise it's gonna start blowing steam at you.
and it's not dishwasher safe.
This can go, the Instant Pot, the inside container goes in the dishwasher. This top thing goes on the top part of the dishwasher. I just take the ring out because it
And
tends
you
to
gotta
absorb.
you take the vents off.
Yeah, I take the vent off. Okay, so I gotta put this on for 5 minutes, low pressure. So we're gonna put it on pressure.
So if you don't mind us going a little bit of overtime, you'll see the final product in 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, yeah. All right, so now it's gonna be pressure cook.
That's 48 minutes
I
count.
know, I changed the time to, what did it say?
4 minutes,
No, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. 5 minutes, and now we go to change. This is the pressure. We don't want high. We change it to low. It's blinking. And now we press start. So it says on, it's gonna start coming up to pressure. This particular Instant Pot is nice because it gives you a cute little picture. This is called the Ultra. It's a bit of an older model. It shows you how it's warming up. Otherwise, some people don't know. They press a button and they don't know what's happening. The Instant Pot is just sort of sitting there not doing anything, but it's actually coming up to pressure. And it's gonna take a few minutes to come up to pressure. And once it does, you'll see the 8-minute mark show up and it'll start counting down. And once it comes down to 0, it beeps. And then I just release the pressure and voila, we have soup. We have curried fish soup. The only other dish I was gonna make if we had time,
Which we don't.
which we probably won't, is a couscous and vegetable medley. This is the fastest thing I've ever seen. It takes more time to chop up the vegetables and everything. There's the list. I gave the recipe out. You take olive oil, the bay leaves, an onion, you stir fry it in the saute mode. You add all the bell pepper, carrot, you add the couscous, water, a little bit of salt, a little bit of garam masala, and put the top on and turn it on for a grand total of 2 minutes. Takes
Wow.
about a minute or two to get up to pressure, starts counting down from 2. And when it's done, you let it sit there for maybe another 10 minutes to just absorb all the water. And then you just press the button and release the steam and the couscous is ready. So it's not exactly instant, but as far as I'm concerned, the most important thing is you don't have to babysit this thing. The rice doesn't burn, it doesn't stick to the pot. You don't have to run, stir it, run back and forth. I hate cooking like that. I can go off and
We're off to Sobeys for emergency ingredients.
all right, and then it's still cooking and it won't burn. So yes, Carly wants to eat.
Beautiful,
So,
very beautiful.
This is gonna take, so that's
Yeah,
pretty
hold on.
much,
If you want to wait a few minutes for the soup to be
Yeah, I
ready,
think, do we have a question?
this soup
Yeah, I have a
is so
question.
hearty. It's a meal in itself.
Do we have a, okay.
So Kathy, do you find like what I'm looking at this as is like, what's so amazing is you're not taking out 1,000 pots. Like in other words, you kind of make your menu.
exactly, yes, you can
amount of time
saute
that
in
everything will
here.
take,
Yeah.
Right? Like you can do your roast on,
Yes.
like now you could do you just do one bit after another. That's what I'm assuming you do, right? Because you can't.
Yeah,
do
and
more
then
than one thing at a
sometimes what I'm
time,
doing, and sometimes what I'm doing is I'll take a roast, and I take the roast, it's very big, like a 5-pound roast, I cut it in half. Sometimes, I have to admit, I'm a little lazy to saute it in here. I'll take a pan and I'll braise both sides of the roast, and then I'll put it in the Instant Pot. I just shake a few spices on it, rub it with oil, not much, 1.5 cups of water, and then I let the thing go and I put it on 60 minutes. It really just cooks it. I leave the room, and when it gets up to pressure, 60 minutes later, it'll beep. I let it sit in there for 10, 15 minutes, take it out, cover it with some foil before we slice it. And there's room in the oven. And on the other side of the kitchen, sometimes when I don't have time, if I'm rushing to work, sometimes in the morning, I'll use a recipe where I throw it in a slow cooker. And that's why I like toys in the kitchen, Carly knows. I just put everything in, go to work, and by the time I come home, the slow cooker is ready and
You could
dinner's
also
ready.
put carrots and potatoes in with the roast, do you not?
Oh, yes, you can
Yeah,
put
so you could-
everything you
So
want on
just
the
like you
roast,
would
it cooks.
in a Dutch oven or a roasting pan,
Yeah.
same things. I mean, this one's small, but potatoes are absolutely perfectly
Yeah, I
done.
make different things in here. I make sweet potatoes, depending on the circumference of the sweet potato. You can put 4 or 5, 6 sweet potatoes in here, whatever fits. And turn it out, 1.5 cups of water. You always need water. And you turn it on for, 26 minutes. Yes, you can put these things in the oven too. But it just, sometimes you gotta babysit it and you gotta put the fork in it. Is it ready yet? This thing, it's ready. There's no questions. It just pressure cooks like the roast is like butter, you know?
Yeah, it's so
Everybody's
soft.
commented, how do you get the roast as soft as you do? It's just falling.
And if you sear the roast beforehand, you get a crustiness on the outside.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Another question? Is there a question?
Beautiful.
Okay.
Oh, I thought someone was trying to ask a question, sorry.
So,
What,
I don't know,
what's,
right
what's
now
your,
it's still.
what's your
let's see.
address? What's your address? What's your address?
The address, you can come over anytime you want a lesson. It's
What,
After COVID.
after.
I had
Come to eat.
I got
Gail.
one question, yeah?
I couldn't open Cassie's recipes that you
I
sent.
know.
Right.
There's a few of them. I'm sorry, Sarah didn't open. So what I did was I sent them again to Gail, the newer ones. And I also sent 2 or 3 extra ones today because I noticed one of the ones today didn't open up. So I
Yeah.
don't know what happened, but I resent them. So maybe Gail can send those recipes out. And
Right.
for those who came on late, I have a dairy one as well. And I made something dairy on the other side of the kitchen.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, so with the
Okay, we can wait
recipes,
for the soup to be finished.
I think with the recipes, I think if you had a Mac, you could open it. Like, I think if you had any Apple.
Yeah, but
product,
if you don't have a Mac,
Yeah, they were
You
sent on
don't.
Mac.
So somebody said to me that they put it onto a PDF, someone who didn't have, and I'll try to send that PDF. So I'll send it out.
Yeah, the problem
That's
with
the
my PDF, I have a recipe file on my iPad. And it's my favorite Hungarian word, paprika.
Oh.
It's a wonderful recipe app. Where is it here? My iPad? No,
But your iPad, I'm holding it.
you're holding the iPad. Okay, that's why we can't see the iPad.
That's why it's a technology lesson.
That's right. There's technology all over the place. So on the iPad is a recipe app called Paprika. And what happens is, there's an area where you could go into the internet, find what you want. And if you find a recipe that you like, you press download. It downloads the recipe to Paprika. And then what it does is it separates it into ingredients and then directions and notes on nutritional, etc. So, and the other amazing thing is, say you want to double the recipe. Use a little scale on top. You press scale if you want to double the recipe, press double, and it automatically doubles the ingredients. So you don't have to sit there and, I only put a half in. Did I put the right amount in? So
Amazing.
it does all the thinking for you.
How much
Someone
longer for the soup?
asked a question, and that was, where's Jay's apron?
Jay doesn't need one. He's a clean cook.
I have, yeah, right.
I'm the klutz.
No, I have one for the barbecue.
But it says Grill Master.
And mine says Grill Master on it.
Yeah,
All right.
it's still trying to.
Well, you look like the soup
Sorry, it's 'cause it's
master.
both master.
The soup, yeah.
And
okay,
turkey.
Just don't use the Seinfeld word for that, okay? No, I enjoy making soups.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, how old was
Oh
I?
my
Gosh.
Oh,
What was
Oh,
my gosh,
that's a nice one.
the kids gave him that for Father's Day.
I haven't seen that in ages.
Oh my God. This is when I was help coaching
I'm like
Phillips
11.
baseball. Oh, this is Phillips.
This is
Wow.
Philip when he was like 8 or 9 years old. So that's like 12 years ago.
I like the smiley face on the side too. It's so cute. Beautiful.
Yeah, the kids
Okay,
made this for me. I have another one.
Yes, Dad. Remember
Oh, my-
Auntie
I-
Nina got it for
Oh,
you?
my sister brought this for me.
Never underestimate the power of a man on the grill.
Very
Okay.
nice.
Beautiful. So show us the
I
dessert.
think we satisfied the people who asked about the apron because now you have 2 of them, so it's even like unbelievable.
Very
Okay.
nice. Well done. Well
Yeah,
done.
one
Well done.
dairy,
You
one-
guys did a
okay.
phenomenal job. What I want to point out to everybody is you really don't realize how generous everyone is with their time. The people volunteer to do this. This took a day, right? Because I know when we do it with Esther and I do it, or anyone does it, you've got to make the thing and prepare the thing and then have it ready and have this piece and have that piece. And Carly, thank you. Carly was the
The camera girl, the camera girl.
taste tester and commentator. She
No
had so many
problem.
things.
Sometimes
Carly,
I
thumbs up.
find that the Instant Pot is so cool.
Say that again,
Oh.
Marie.
There's Carly.
Hey, no problem.
There you go. So
Okay,
that
we'll
was
turn it
I'll
back.
turn it
No,
around.
no, I got it. It's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so I just wanted to thank you on
Still
behalf
trying
of
to
everyone.
pressure.
Yeah,
It's
it's
all
all
right.
right.
Are we waiting? Is your soup coming out? Is the fish popped or whatever? Is it coming? How much
The
more?
fish.
How
Well,
long?
the thing is, it's still coming up to pressure because it's on low pressure. It takes
Yeah.
a while. It is
We'll
boiling.
take a picture for them.
We could take a picture and
Yeah,
show it to
take
you
a
after.
picture and send it to me and then I'll send it out to everybody. But it looked like such exciting ingredients. We do need Jay to come over and taste everything we make before we add all the spices.
That's my job. That's my job.
I can
I'll be working I'll be working on a Friday afternoon. I'll be working till like maybe 4. And he's just, Jay, come down. Let's come down. I go, whoa, is this something? Yeah, I need you to taste something. I go, oh yeah.
That's very.
It's almost.
Oh, it's almost ready?
No, it has to come
Somebody
to pressure.
wanted to
and then
know
it goes
another
to
important
We're into this-
question. Another important question. Could you show the, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Is it called ghee? The butter that was from the,
Oh, yes.
so what was the name of that butter?
For the dairy recipes, the only kosher one, there is no such thing as grass-fed butter that is kosher.
Wow.
And this one has keto certified paleo, and it has a hechsher on it somewhere.
It's right here. The hexture's right there. Oh, I thought that was
No,
the
where
hexture.
is the hechsher? It is in here somewhere, because this is the only one of the bunch that's kosher.
That's fine.
I don't know
There's the
where,
star.
oh, there it is, kosher star.
Okay, good. What's the name of it? Because I think someone wanted to.
It is
purchase
called,
Hold it still,
it's a
hold it.
company called Fourth and Heart.
Fourth and Heart.
Now, the problem is, it's, ghee is not expensive, but this jar is about $30 on Amazon.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, I just picked up a big jar for $60. But
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what? We could get it for less, but we have a kosher kitchen, so we have to make sure everything is kosher.
Plus, cut your grass and put from the backyard.
Actually,
So it's called grass-fed butter.
grass
not
fed.
cow.
It's not from the grass.
No.
But really, you know what?
No, the
Choice-
cows are the reasoning is because, grass-fed cows, if they eat healthy grass, then the stuff that comes out of the back end is healthy also, and it's used as fertilizer to make the soil is healthier, and you get healthier peppers and whatever else you're planting. So it's a win-win situation, and the cows, the animals are healthier, they're treated better. But again, it is dairy, so we have a giant margarine. If we want to use make something parve, then we make
Okay.
it with.
Now
Gotta show off the market.
We go
Okay.
through so much
We
of
go
it.
to Costco, I'm sorry.
We gotta get more though.
This.
Wow.
It is
This
better
is,
than butter.
who's the one who told you about this?
No, we found it at Costco. We found it.
at Costco. So
We found
it's
it.
kosher parve. It is delicious. All right.
I
So
would go through so many. We have to get 2 of them each
we
time.
have
we
one
go.
more in the fridge downstairs.
We do?
So we use this for baking. We use it. I mean, I made a fish dish last week. It was the pickerel. I took some of this with a little bit of spice, and I sort of not marinade. So I just sort of painted it with some of this margarine, melted margarine, some spices onto the fish, and it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
So
We don't go to any other margins anymore.
Okay, so Carly, take a picture of this.
can't
It's
take it.
almost at pressure. You can see, go show this, Carly, up here. The little dot, a little thing has come up, the pin, which means there's pressure inside. Go over here. It's now at 5 minutes. It'll cook it for 5 minutes and I will vent it immediately. So,
Wanna stay online and
I don't
wait?
know, if you want to wait 5 minutes, you
You
can.
gotta see it. You gotta
Otherwise-
see it vent. It's like a volcano.
Well, you know what, I can't vent it early, so
Like a volcano.
otherwise,
what's my
Oh,
joke? It's the only
okay.
chance. It's the only for Shalom bias. It's the only chance I get to vent. Okay.
Didn't you show
my last
dessert?
bad
I
joke of the
saw
night.
chocolate dessert there, no? Wasn't it?
Yeah,
chocolate
maybe you
dessert?
want to.
Where's the dessert?
oh, the
Yeah.
dessert.
Yeah,
well,
show us
it's
the
over here.
dessert.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah,
eat,
where is
let's
it?
eat the
She
dessert.
always hides the desserts.
Okay, I make
Wow,
carved
yeah.
cheesecake in the Instant Pot. This is actually something that's keto. This is dairy. It's made with actual butter. These are called
That's what you-
lava cups.
Can we have some?
No,
No,
because
we-
because you had meat.
Oh,
So no,
true.
tomorrow.
No.
These are chocolate lava
Okay.
cups.
So why can't you
but
make
I
it
can make
carved?
them
You cannot,
carved.
don't you have it
Yeah,
carved?
you can.
You can make it parve. You can make it parve. That was just for the
I
recipe.
sent Gail 2 recipes, one for parve and one for dairy. And I make 2 kinds of cheesecake. For Shavuot, we make parve cheesecake.
Yeah, one parve
And we
and
also make
made
a
one
dairy
dairy.
cheesecake. So the Instant Pot that's cooking right now, I make a parve cheesecake. And I just buy all the accessories.
That's
for-
why you got the butter.
Yeah. Where's all my accessories there? What did I do? with
On the
it? Oh,
table.
here. Like I buy the different, you don't need to make a cheesecake that is really huge. It's not necessary. We have to look at portion control. And this is a very small 7-inch that fits inside the little mini one. I have a larger one that fits inside for parve cheesecakes, a small springform pan. And the other thing I got was, you go to Starbucks and people like they like the little
Egg bites.
egg bites, and egg bites are expensive. You pay $5 for an egg bite. These things are little silicone egg bite makers. You put the egg in here, you put it in there, you cover it with some foil, and I think it's on for about 7 minutes, and you've got egg bites.
You made oatmeal for Dad once,
Oh,
right?
and
Can I tell them the oatmeal? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
This oatmeal is incredible. Basically, Kathy will get the rolled oats and we'll add apples, cinnamon. I don't know if you add any nuts to it, raisins,
And I
and
do it the
vanilla.
night
The night
before.
before, 5:30 in
Slow
the
cook,
morning,
slow cook.
it's ready. Basically, it allows you to set a timer. The house smells, the stuff is just thick and it's incredible and it goes down fast. So it's a great winter breakfast.
2 minutes.
It's 2 minutes.
Keep talking. You're
Two-
doing good.
I could talk for 2 minutes?
Yes, sir. You go
With
ahead.
permission?
Yeah,
Wow,
Dad's-
Wow.
It's being recorded. Kathy, you're in trouble.
I feel so. I'm always in trouble.
No, I'm in trouble, but, all right, so it actually is quite good. The oatmeal, what else do we make in there, honey? The soup, the sweet potato soup.
Yeah, we have a great recipe for squash soup in the Instant Pot. I think it takes 6 or 7 minutes. You mix everything it's one of those, what's called dump and go. You take all
Beg your
the
pardon?
ingredients, dump and go. That's my favorite expression. You throw everything in, put on the top, set the timer for like 8 minutes, and as soon as it beeps, poof, it's amazing soup, and everybody likes it.
The
Here's one more
secret
thing.
ingredient to that
Mm.
soup is a green apple.
So what do you put in the?
So we now have 1 minute, and it's gonna be vented.
1 minute,
Wait, we have, I think we have a
Yeah,
question.
but what do you
Yeah.
put in the squash soup? Just squash, what else?
No, you put a squash, you put a green apple, a couple of carrots,
Celery?
onion, a celery.
I don't think so,
I'm
no.
not sure.
No,
There's
vegetables or
celery.
chicken broth?
Yeah.
chicken broth, no, or vegetable
Vegetable
broth. I don't
that's
know
it.
the ingredients offhand, but if you want, I can send Gail the recipe for the
Okay,
squash
no,
soup.
we
and
get
Squash
it.
spinach.
soup is, the only problem with the squash soup, if you have it for Shabbos, that first bowl, you're full.
Wow.
It's a very filling, very
Another
thick
question?
soup.
Yeah,
Oh,
Carol.
here we go.
Hey!
Hey,
Mazel
mazel
tov!
tov,
Mazel tov, mazel-
Okay,
Hey,
time
can I
to
vent?
Yeah,
Okay,
Wait, I gotta see this. Like,
Okay.
you have to see
All right.
this.
push the button and Carly not so close.
Okay, okay.
ready for liftoff.
Not towards the cover, the other way, this way.
Wow,
Oh, yeah.
you can get a facial too.
Hey.
Oh, you can smell it.
Oh, boy.
Very good for your face.
Oh, I smell it. Oh, my gosh.
It's
We
so
don't
good.
have that technology where they can smell it. That'd be cool, though.
So once the silver, that little
You put
silver,
olive
I call
oil
it
on
silver
your
button.
face and then you steam it.
Sorry, I can't hear you all this. You got to freeze all this. You got to shove this meal already.
Just take a second, shove it.
Keep pushing it, Jim. Carly, thank you.
Amazing.
Dad's having fun. You
This
having
is,
fun, Dad?
Yeah.
yes, of
I'm not
course.
allowed to release any steam in the house, so this is my only outlet. Okay, sometimes I cheat and I go with, I got the little button here. Not quite.
No, it's not almost.
How long do you do it for?
Until the
it
steam,
stops.
steam
Until that
will
little
stop.
button drops.
This is the time where you can actually smell it.
Oh, it's incredible. This is part of the safety mechanism, Esther. I know with the traditional pressure cookers, you have to like sometimes put under the sink underwater just to make sure it doesn't, blow up in your face. And I'm sure it doesn't with you, but I've heard stories of other people where pressure cooker issues.
But there's a lot of safety mechanisms. Keep going. No,
Don't do-
Jay, the pressure
Yes.
cooker that was invented in Hungary was called cooktop.
Cooktop.
That's cool.
Okay. My mother
It
was
invented in Hungary?
the only
No wonder it
one-
explodes.
my mother was a pressure cooker. She cooked under pressure.
Yeah.
That was all there was.
Okay,
Almost
this is
done.
almost done. Okay, is that little button gone down yet?
Not yet. Almost down. Keep pushing that thing until
Yes, there.
Just
So you know how the Moroccan recipe book starts? The first
I have another, Esther,
Hold on.
I have a joke for you. How does a Romanian make chicken soup? First he steals a chicken. The recipe is the same. And the
Okay.
Romanians say that about the Hungarians.
Kathy,
No.
you know
The-
that.
The Moroccan cook,
So Esther, you're about to tell us about Moroccan?
yeah, how the book starts. It says, first of all, calm down.
Not gonna happen.
Not in our kitchen.
Folks, see, the
That's
button went down,
Moroccan book.
okay?
First of all,
That
relax.
means it's fully released, and here's the magic. Okay, watch out.
There's a little singing.
It
Whoa.
says the
Okay.
Moroccan are not nervous. They make them nervous. Whoa, it's a yoffi.
Look at that
This looks
soup.
so good.
Wow.
Look at that soup.
It was worth the wait. Wow, wow, wow.
It's worth it. This soup is just, look how thick that is. That is a stew. Now, it's got an
Yeah.
extra half, you have to take the bay leaves out, but it's got an extra half a pound of fish in it because the packaging didn't equal the recipe. So we, instead of 1.5 pounds, we used 2. But this is a meal in itself. This is just incredible.
Yeah.
You can add extra curry powder to it. You can add some hot sauce to it, cayenne pepper if you like. If you like it a little bit creamier, you can add some more coconut milk. It's got to be it's in my top favorites.
I can't do my steps in it. I'll be smelling food in the kitchen.
Okay, well, sorry about that, Carly. All right, so there you go, folks.
So I just
The only
wanted
thing
to,
we didn't make was the couscous, which will probably be going on. We'll either make it tomorrow or maybe later tonight.
it looks beautiful.
Okay.
I just want to ask one last question. So when
All
you
right.
make your cheesecake and those lava cake and all, I'm not lava.
Lava cake.
I'm drunk. Lava cakes. So what's so nice is that they never burn, like everything just comes out perfect. Is that the reality here?
That is correct, because what you do is I go online, Gail, and I will look up, if I want to make something dairy-free, I look up Instant Pot desserts.
Wow.
And then every time I see something I like, or if I've got the ingredients, I look down the list and I say,
Oh, are we
"That's-
getting wine?
Yes.
that looks good."
Some
So
wine?
I download it and I try to make it. This thing, the only thing that burns, Gail, that you have to be very careful with. When and I sent a recipe for spaghetti and ground meat. One second. You take the ground meat, you saute it in here with mushrooms and everything. And once the ground meat is no longer pink, you start adding tomato sauce, water, and it tells you that you add the ingredients in order. And you don't mix them up, because if you mix them up, it makes it too thick.
That's why husbands don't do it.
That's right, and you follow everything in order. And the recipe is very specific, you don't double it. I sent that recipe to Gail. And you make spaghetti, and then you turn it on for, I think, 6 or 8 minutes when all the ingredients are in it.
Wow.
And 6 minutes later, you vent it right away. And then you can stir it up, and you've got, but sometimes what happens is if you've mixed it a little too much, like, and sometimes the bottom of the pot burns, you'll see the word burn there. But most of the time, no issue whatsoever. The other thing is the way noodles cook in this, because you add the noodles as well, the spaghetti. You take the spaghetti and you break it in 3. So you take the spaghetti and you line it this way, then you line some of it this way, and you line it in different directions. And you push down the noodle so that all noodles are covered by the liquid.
Totally submerged.
That's the secret.
Wow.
Put on the top, let her rip,
Okay.
go take a shower, and you come back and it's ready to go.
Okay, one last task.
Are we gonna do a muzzle tough and
Okay,
a
I'll
client?
to my wife. Just a reminder, 29 years ago today, my wife accepted my wedding proposal. And
Mazel
Here we
tov.
here we are. Great.
Amen. Okay.
Amen.
We have many more beautiful, wonderful years together in good health and in simcha
Thank you.
and and nachas from all those your wonderful children. So all so beautiful. We can't thank you enough.
Absolutely.
And if you send me the recipes, I'll wait till you send me, and then I'll send out the recording, and you get to watch yourself, and it's really amazing. And I
Oh
know
my
that
God.
Amazon is gonna have like
I
a
wanna be
little-
married a few more years.
Oh, come on, we were on the news once.
You were on the news once.
Extra recipe.
We were on the news once, it was fun.
I did
Okay,
send you some
wonderful.
extra recipes, Gail.
Okay, take care, everybody.
What was
Good
that?
night. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
We're hungry. Okay.
Press leave.
Beautiful.
Okay. Bye-bye, everyone. Good night.
Lucky.